Alright, I discovered mud fossil rocks, which are actually petrified parts of long ago creatures that were drowned and fossilized in wet mud and stayed in that wet, muddy environment literally forever until they're dug up and they are body parts. Now, I have the DNA done, I have the CAT scans are done, it's completely proven. So I've started studying what is the other geology and what are planets and so forth made of. And the Comet 67P was landed on by this Philae lander from the European Space Agency, and they've done some spectacular tests, and Comet 67P is organic. And it is also not understood what it is, and here's what they're saying here. They're finishing up the mission. It's been 2 years, and they're going to send this rover over into a crater, which these huge craters that are on there, and they don't understand them. They're cylinders that are totally round. And listen to this. Here's what it says: the walls of the pits, and they call them pits, they're craters, are, you know, they're not craters from impacts. They're craters that are literally vascular entries. Now, these pits also exhibited intriguing meter-sized lumpy structures called goosebumps, which scientists believe could be the signature of early cometismals that assembled to create the comet in the early phases of solar system formation. Okay, that's where they're going with this. Well, let me show you something. Right in Russia, they have the identical same thing. Alright, these are the pits they're talking about on 67P, and all these little bumps are what they're calling the goosebumps. Alright, this is Russia, and these gigantic sinkholes started showing up in the tundra as the tundra is collapsing. It's collapsing everywhere, and these giant sinkholes are forming. Well, these are the little nodules they call goosebumps. And what these are literally vesicles that allow the biodigestion of methanes and all that stuff to be absorbed into the earth through these holes, and those are literally vascular entries. This is the best I can do with the graphics, my friends. Now, that's the holes that we're seeing. This is the surface of the earth or wherever planet we happen to be on. Now, those little dots are the goosebumps. What happens is there's tubes that run into the earth, and literally blood and hydrocarbons and anything with lipid cell layers, which is a bicell layer, it's extremely dense with hydrocarbons, is absorbed into the earth, or is that's what it looks like. And I will show you why I say that. And if you want to watch this video, which you should, from start to beginning, from beginning to end, it's called it's called Mars, Crab, and Russian holes are the same origin, living planets. Now, watch this, and I'm going to explain. This is the Mars crab. Now, right now, I'm going to just stop this and home in on that. Now, if you look at that Mars crab, right there, that is the vascular entry, and these are those little, where the goosebumps would show up inside this if it had eroded and emptied, which on the one on Comet 67P, it has eroded and emptied because it's been boiled off by cosmic radiation and light and all that business. And that is what boiled that hole out of there, and the volatile organics left, and you had a crater. Now, above the arterial, which has the vascular entries, is the vein, which does not have the vascular entries. You have arteries and veins. One pumps the blood in, one sucks the blood back. And the arteries do, the veins do not have those same crab structures. And that is what we're seeing on Mars. And when you look all around this here, well, here, let me back out here a little bit and you see it. When you look out and you see all of these layers, that is literally muscle. That is the layers of tissue of muscle. And what has eroded out of it is all the red dust is literally cells, is blood cells. And they're loaded with iron, which is red. They're very dry and they create sand. Sand is what blood cells turn into. And skin also turns into sand. Skin is dense with silicon. All the planets are alive. Earth is alive as well. And I've gone through and I have many videos about this. And when they dive through the blue holes in the Earth, they are digestive systems. Absolutely no question. They create mucus and everything. That's just the way life is, and it's not been understood. It's time to really look at this stuff and take it seriously, because this is the planet we live on, and Mars is showing us things, and we have things to see, and they're being ignored and laughed at because they're too much for the average mind to allow in. And that's just wrong. So I have DNA of my mud fossils, and I have chemistry. I've recreated the process that creates feldspar in the lab. It should be looked at, and I'm hoping somebody will contact me that has some influence that can get this thing exposed. And that's what I'd like, if somebody can do that. Thank you.